the Slender Man. I don't think Slender Man, like, the story of the Slender Man drops, right? Like, somebody puts that out, and I cannot remember where. I don't know the whole history. I somewhere in my brain, compartmentalized in my brain, is the whole story of that.
I totally fell for the story of that when I was a
Bro,
teenager.
I
was like, the Slender Man
that.
is real, and he's going to get me.
And he's going to get you.
I went down that rabbit hole on YouTube.
And then you had just like this lone dev who's like, oh, I could make something like that. And that's where you get that first like 7 pages game. And shout out again. I know he's listening, so it's fine. He'll shout out to Markiplier.
Yeah, we'll get him on as a guest one day.
I mean,
if we keep shouting him out.
I mean, I know he's listening.
Should we just keep tagging him in all the videos we mention him in?
Oh, for sure. For sure. Me and old Mr. Fishboy out here telling the same. Listen, we would get along. I just know we would because we tell a lot of the same jokes, and we both like sour things, so that's a win.
There you go.
But him playing that game, Jacksepticeye playing that game, who I don't think watches our stuff, but I know Mark does. Them playing that game and getting that out into the zeitgeist, we get like from that builds to grow. We get like YouTube series like Marble Hornets, and when I stopped watching Marble Hornets, I think there was more episodes in time I had been alive. It was a lot of time, man.
Right?
It was a lot. Like if you want to go back and watch all of Marble Hornets, buckle up. Maybe take the whole weekend off from work. Like just vibe out. From that and like that, like Slender Man in particular has real world implications because, and man, what a negative. We're going to turn this into a true crime podcast real quick. There is a documented murder. 2 girls, and I can't remember where. 2 girls.
We'll say Ohio.
That's where everything. Ohio. It might have been Ohio. That's where everything bad happens. Anyways, the only good thing to come out of Ohio was Trent Reznor, and he's not actually from there. He just grew up there. But 2 girls were so convinced that he was real, much like Boomer. Thankfully, Boomer didn't have any friends, probably. Thankfully, but they were so convinced that like they convinced a girl to be their friend and took her out of the woods and murdered her.
Yep.
To try to summon the Slender Man, and I'm pretty sure they're both in prison for like.
Pretty sure. And you know what was really big letdown? The fucking movie.
Oh, don't even get me started.
That movie was so balls, and not in a good way.
The problem with that being is that, and I love the look of the Slender Man.
Mm-hmm.
It's so generic that any director or writer who looks at that, and we have this all the time. This is my beef with so much Hollywood shit. When it comes to comic book films, somebody looks at that and goes, "Well, it just looks like the Silence from Doctor Who. I'm gonna change him some." No, you're not. Leave him alone. I don't know. Maybe once we get Markiplier on, I know he's making a horror movie. Maybe he can put us in touch with Blumhouse, and we can get this ship righted. Because there's a good Slenderman movie to be had.
There is. There's got to be. There's so much in it. There's got to be.
It's got, man.
It's there.
Hang on. Let me top of my head this. Okay. I like to riff. You have to have like a detective, right?
Yeah.
You have to have a detective who reads about like something. Maybe reads the urban legends, like, well, that's stupid, blah, blah, blah. The whole movie has to play out, and it has to be presented as if the Slender Man is fake the whole time. And then you get the twist at the end that he is actually real. Or take it in another direction, and within the first 5 minutes, the Slender Man is introduced as real. And now you have a detective you have a full-grown adult who can also see this thing and is losing his mind.